I'm Rory Blake. I want to thank you for taking the time to visit today. I appreciate your interest in what I've got to say on some stuff. Um, it's been kind of a busy few days. I've done a lot of sitting. I've had a lot of work to do with, the computer, and so that started me thinking about today. Sitting is almost the same as smoking. If you sit around too much, it's not a good thing at all. There's a lot of side effects. Lack of circulation. Lack of circulation in the lymph system is something that I'm pretty familiar with. If you sit too long, there'll be pooling in the lymph system, especially. The lymph system only works if you have muscle movement. It doesn't work like the circulatory system because it doesn't have a pump like the heart. So it's kind of an unusual situation. It depends on a lot of when you're sitting. If you're sitting all day long for extended periods, it's probably a whole lot worse than smoking. But you need to get out and walk at least twice a day. I try to have a mile in the morning, especially in the morning. Exercise in the morning is so much better, evidently, than exercise during the evening. But back to the lymph circulation, it's becoming more and more apparent that the lymph system, since we have 400 lymph nodes, and no other animal has that, and we've got 20 amino acids per protein contains 20 amino acids, so that's 400 times 20, that's 8,000 different amino acid carriers that are needed to transfer nutrients from the gut to the lymph systems that need it. The prioritization of lymph is so important in the humans. That's why we can live for 30 days without food, because it allows shifting of amino acids from structure even to areas that need it, which is like no other animal. But also, it's why humans decline so much with age. You see a lot of decline in humans as we break physical form as far down as possible. Humans can pretty much. You've looked at some really, really old people. They can go down to the very, very minimum in order to keep going. And that reminded me of some work that we did when I was in long-term care. Certain people could qualify for getting amino acid supplementation. When I first started, they would use some IV, and that wouldn't work at all. But they would start using it parenteral, which is into effectively the lymph system. And some people would get really great results, and then others wouldn't. But that was kind of the physicians I worked with would go, well, that's just the way it is, and nobody was curious as what was going on. But it appears like there is something, and it has to do with the ability of certain of the molecules that carry amino acids from the gut to the body, to the lymph nodes around the body, having power to steal from structure. And I would imagine that that's exactly the reason that it's harmful to sit, because these particular amino acid carriers, if they're below your waist while you're sitting, or in your legs or feet or your bottom, they steal from structure, and it could be a lot of the reason that people decline are I know capillaries are particularly subject to having amino acids stolen from their lining because they're so close to the lymph system. So anyway, that could be what causes the damage to people that that sit too long. And once again, I want to thank you for taking the time to spend some time with me. I'll try to do a better job at explaining things. We have a lot of models going right now with fish that make a lot of sense and support some of this. So I'll report it as we get a chance. Thank you again for your time, and have a good evening.